It's kind of wild to think that there was a brief period in time when we weren't getting a new Eddie Murphy movie or two each year. Although that's probably what films like Norbit or A Thousand Words do to an entertainer, it makes them reflect. After Dolomite Is My Name earned him acclaim and resurrected his career, he's been consistently making movies once more. All of them were released on streaming, and unfortunately, most of them haven't been particularly good. While Beverly Hills Cop Axel F was a satisfying return to form for Murphy, the same can't be said for his other comeback movies, such as Coming to America, You People, and Candy Cane Lane. His latest, the action comedy The Pickup, may just be the worst yet. It's a shame because Murphy is still one of the funniest personalities in Hollywood. He always feels like he's trying, even if some of his movies aren't great. In The Pickup, not only is the movie bland and lifeless, but Murphy is also clearly uninterested in the events unfolding on the screen.
What is The Pickup about?
Murphy plays Russell, a no-nonsense armored truck driver on the verge of retirement. Instead of just sitting back and relaxing, he plans to open a bed and breakfast with his wife of 25 years, Natalie. On his 25th wedding anniversary, Russell is assigned to transport money across New Jersey with the obnoxious young driver, Travis. It's safe to say that the two don't get along much, as Travis's loudmouth nature is constantly getting under Russell's skin. Especially since the young man can't stop talking about his sex-filled weekend with Zoe, the mysterious woman of his dreams whom he met after mistakenly pulling a gun on her while on the job. During their transport, Russell and Travis's armored truck is ambushed by a gang of criminals, and the two are kidnapped. Upon waking up, Travis is in disbelief when he learns that Zoe is the ringleader of this criminal organization. Russell, on the other hand, is more interested in getting home in time for his anniversary dinner with his wife. Zoe ropes Russell and Travis into a heist on a casino, and the deeper the unlikely trio gets into this operation, the more we realize that Zoe might not be the criminal mastermind we initially expected her to be.
Not even the charms of Eddie Murphy and Keke Palmer are enough to save The Pickup. The three leads of The Pickup, Murphy, Davidson, and Palmer, have all proven to be irresistible and comically gifted in their past roles, but in Tim Story's film, they range from visibly uninterested to obnoxious. Murphy, who even brought an infectious energy to something as forgettable as Candy Cane Lane, feels like he would rather be anywhere else other than the set for this film. One could argue that being burnt out is the point of the character, but that doesn't make for an attractive protagonist that you'd want to follow for 90 minutes. Murphy has a real knack for starring in some stellar action comedies, but The Pickup feels uninspired, which maybe should have been expected from a direct-to-streaming flick from the director of Ride Along. Davidson is also usually reliable, ranging from his days on Saturday Night Live to the underrated dramedy The King of Staten Island. His character, Travis, exerts a level of stupidity that would make even the cast of The Naked Gun blush. The difference here is that the aforementioned film is intentionally very silly, while The Pickup is trying to be a mix of chuckles and explosions. The script has Davidson's character acting so inept and obnoxious that, despite the movie only running for 90 minutes, it feels like you are actually on this long-haul drive with the characters. The film tries to bring some level of innocence to Travis, but it feels just so hard to buy, especially since it's completely at odds with everything we've seen the character do in the first hour. Murphy is the only one out of the three who seems to be genuinely trying to elevate the material. While Zoe's backstory feels extremely underwritten, Palmer still manages to inject plenty of her charisma into the character. While she is initially presented as more of an antagonist force, you can't help but root for her over the other two dolts. The rest of the ensemble is wasted on one-joke parts, although Marshawn Lynch does deliver some of the film's few laughs as he casually talks about money laundering.
The Pickup fails to pick itself up. Tim Story isn't a bad director. Just watch the original Barbershop or his hilarious 2023 horror comedy, The Blackening, for proof. He does tend to pick some rather lackluster projects, from Tom and Jerry to the Fantastic Four movies from the 2000s. Story fails to inject any sort of life into The Pickup. This is an action comedy, but outside a couple of amusing one-liners, none of the jokes ever hit like they need to. And the action sequences never pop and are filled with explosion effects that look like they were created using a smartphone app. It's not that The Pickup is one of Murphy's worst movies, because films like The Adventures of Pluto Nash and Norbit already exist, and are far, far worse. On the other hand, there was something memorably terrible about those movies. They were such duds that they managed to stick with you, for better and for worse. The Pickup isn't that, but it is so generic and so dull that it doesn't deliver on entertaining you. Murphy is far better than this, and we know he's capable of producing and starring in far more effective movies, even in the streaming realm. Just look at last year's Beverly Hills Cop Legacy sequel. That's what makes this film as poor as it is. And while the characters in the film are attempting to rob cash from a casino, it also feels like they are robbing audiences of their time. The Pickup premieres on Prime Video on August 6th.